No messages. Yeah, I'm sure you can find it there. Okay. Bye-bye.
Morning, Rick.
Monica, I'm glad to see you. Could you take my morning rounds this morning?
Have you been in surgery?
Since late yesterday, 2 cardiac arrests.
Why didn't you call me?
It was an emergency, and Cunningham was already here.
Oh, well, yeah, fine. I'll go right in. Excuse me.
I wonder if I could speak to you privately, Rick, over in the lounge.
Of course.
I know you're busy. This won't take very long, and I really do feel that it's important. It's something that I think that you should know about.
Alan, does this have anything to do with you and Monica?
She's asked me for a divorce, and I want to tell you that I am considering it. She's probably told you about it already, but I wanted to let you know personally. I don't see any reason why we all can't behave in a civilized manner.
I can't tell you how much I respect your amount of restraint.
I'm afraid I had too little restraint at Frank Smith's party. I got very drunk, and I humiliated my wife. However, I'm totally under control now, and that will never happen again. Insofar as the divorce is concerned, I will let you and Monica know as soon as I complete my own plans for the future. In the meantime, I would appreciate it if we could keep this all between us.
Of course, Alan, whatever you say.
Well, who's wide awake?
Oh, hi, Dr. Quartermain.
Hi. How do you feel?
Better, I think.
Yeah? Well, let's see what the chart has to say about it. Oh, boy. I don't believe it. It agrees with you. I'm in your favorite right on the scoreboard, right here.
Oh, really? Does it look like I'm going to win the game?
You bet you are. You are, Jeremy. Do you know how proud we are of you? Really, do you know that?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to have a positive attitude.
That's very important. Really important to have a positive attitude.
Dr. Quartermain,
Yeah?
I need to talk to you about something.
Sure, what?
Well, Tommy and I did something wrong.
What? What did you do?
Remember the day at the christening? When the accident happened? Well, Audrey and Steve told us not to go up there. And we did go up there.
Listen, a lot of people went up there, Jeremy. They went up to see what the work in progress was. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah, I know, but it was just before the roof fell in. And we heard squeaks and noises and we got scared. But we didn't tell anybody because we didn't want to get in trouble. I just keep wondering if we did something to make it happen.
No, you didn't, Jeremy. You just put that thought right out of your mind, okay?
I feel really bad about it.
Listen, the roof was going to fall in. I mean, you heard the squeaks, you heard all the noises. We just chalk it up to, well, let's say just an act of God, okay?
My mom says it's an act of God that I'm alive.
Because God wants you to live a long and happy life, that's why.
But why would God have an act that would hurt people? I mean, like you and your husband and Dr. Weber got hurt in the attic.
Well, there is a saying that goes, God works in mysterious ways. Maybe he wanted me to know just how brave my husband was. Because he saved our lives, you know?
Yeah, I guess you're right. God does work in mysterious ways.
Please, please do.
Thank you. I talked to Alan this morning. I asked him about divorce.
I know he told me. And I know how difficult this has been for you, Mike.
Rick, I'm destroying the man.
He's been very decent.
We talked about me taking the baby.
What'd he say?
He said he needed time to think and we'd talk again later.
Monica, he is my son. My son.
Rick, please. Please.
Do you know what it's like? You know how long it's been that I've had to not be able to acknowledge my own son?
He has people that he has to consider, too, you know. There's Lila, there's Edward.
I know about that.
There is Tracy, Rick. Especially Tracy. If she files for a paternity suit, it could cause a very big scandal.
If she doesn't?
Alan said he's going to try to reach some sort of compromise.
I don't want our son anywhere near all that money.
For heaven's sakes, do you think I do?
If Tracy could get the trust fund back, maybe there wouldn't be any scandal at all.
I just dream. All I dream about is being with you. Of us being together and having our son, Rick.
Suppose that's too much to hope for, that Alan would let us take my son.
I don't know. I really don't know. One moment I say yes. The next moment I see him holding that baby. And Ricky adores that child.
Don't do this to me, please.
Well, but I have to. I see it every day. I live with it.
You wouldn't leave Alan without the baby, would you?
He said he's going to think about it. Let's just hang on to it, okay, Rick? I've had very little hope of us ever being together. Let's just tell ourselves that it's going to happen. It must happen, Rick. We love each other. We love our son. I need something to hang on to. I need it. I need it desperately. It's worse. Knowing that we'd never be together with our son, or thinking that we might be and not just being sure.
Hope is the only answer, you know.
I need something. I need something to cling to, Rick.
Well, I got some great ideas.
What?
You,
Tell me. What?
how do you feel about the waterfront?
What do you mean, living there?
Well, living there, but also the people you've made contact with anyway.
Don't know anybody. I mean, I know Joe Kelly's stepmother, Rose. but-
And little Mike Phelan.
That's right. That's right. He's a cutie.
Yeah, Mike and his grandmother live together. Now, they have practically a hand-to-mouth existence. His grandmother takes any job that's offered her, practically, but it's still not quite enough. Rose, I think, keeps them fed all the time.
I didn't realize they had it that rough.
Oh, a lot of them have it rough. The roughest part is their health. They just don't have medical care because they can't afford it. Now, his grandmother has an extremely dangerous high blood pressure situation, and she can't go to the doctor because she can't afford the bill.
It's awful.
Well, I'd like to help those people.
Why, help all of them. I give help Mike and his grandmother.
No, not on a hit-and-miss basis of when I hear that someone needs help, going and helping them. No, not at all. But if we had a clinic down there, a clinic that we could run together, you and me.
Sounds wonderful.
I mean, we'd keep kind of our schedule here of some sort to pay the bills, but then we could go down and have the clinic for the people who really need it.
It's the kind of practice you've always wanted, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess fate played quite a hand when Jeff and I were looking for a place to live.
And your whole future was laid out when you rented that lot from Rose Kelly.
Our future, if you like it.
I can't think of anything more wonderful than just working side by side with you and helping people that need us.
Well, we could work down there afternoons and evenings after our schedule here. Yeah, I think the first big problem is getting people to know that there's a clinic there, and Rose can help us in that concern. I think she knows everybody down there.
What do we call it? I mean, we just say, free clinic?
Well, in essence, it would be a free clinic, but you can't call it that because of people's pride. They've got to know that if they have money and they can pay something, great. But if they can't, then they can't feel guilty about not being able to pay.
Once they know you and they know the kind of man you are, you can have them standing in line.
How do you like the sound of it?
I love it. I love you. Tell me I'm not dreaming. Tell me we have a chance to be together, that we really can. We really can be together.
Hey, it's right. What we are doing is so right.
It is. It is right. So it can't be wrong. It mustn't be wrong.
It is.
Good morning.
Morning.
What can I do for you?
I'm interested in purchasing a handgun.
Any particular kind?
Frankly, I don't know all that much about them, just that you have to get a license to possess one. I have my purchase coupon right there.
All right. But you understand that you can't take the gun with you today. I have to run a check on the license first.
Yes, I understand.
Do you know how to handle a gun?
No, not really. You see, my wife and I, we just brought our baby home from the hospital, and we live in a rather large house, and I just feel a need of some extra protection, you know, for prowlers, that sort of
I
thing.
understand.
Maybe I'm being overly protective, but this is our first child, you see.
Oh, congratulations. Dr. Quartermain, is it?
Yes, that's right, Dr. Alan Quartermain.
Well, if you'll step over here, I'll show you the caliber of gun that would be appropriate.
I doubt very much whether I'd ever have occasion to use it, but I think that one should be prepared. We live in a rather isolated part of the city.
Then having a gun in the house is a good idea, if you know how to use it properly. It isn't a toy, you know, but a lethal weapon that can kill a person.
Yes, of course, I understand.
Now, this is 38 police special, which should be adequate.
I will defer to your judgment in this matter.
You'll need ammunition, and I suggest a fairly large amount because you'll want to go to a public target range and get some instruction on how to use a handgun in case of an emergency.
Yes, I understand.
You get a case of breaking and entering an armed prowler. You must know how to defend yourself properly. Otherwise, you could injure an innocent bystander or wind up dead yourself.
What you're saying to me is that if you're ever forced to use the gun, you better know what you're doing, because you might have to shoot to kill.
Can I ask you something? If Alan agrees to a divorce.
Well, let's say when Alan agrees to it.
Okay. When Alan agrees to a divorce, what are your plans?
As far as Lesley,
Yeah.
I have to go to her and tell her that I want a divorce.
Look, don't get upset. I ran into her yesterday. I told her that I had asked Alan for a divorce.
I warned her at the Frank Smith party that that's probably what would happen.
Rick, I think she's really hoping for a reconciliation.
I don't think so, Monica. I don't think so at all. Especially after the accident in the attic. She came to my hospital room and said that she was pretty sure it was over between the two of us. When she saw you and me laying under all that debris and our hands together, that's why she felt that way. She decided then that if we survived, we would find a way of being together.
Well, I hope she's accepted it, because at the moment I really can't think. I can't think about her. I can't think about anybody. I just want to have a future with you and our baby.
Monica, I will ask Lesley for a divorce just as soon as we hear from Alan.
Hey, I've just been upstairs seeing a young patient of yours.
Jeremy, right?
Yeah, and it's wonderful the way you two pulled him through that surgery.
Joe, will you be around for a few minutes? I'd like to talk to you about something.
Sure.
Sit here, Joe. I have to get upstairs anyway. See you later.
Okay, sure.
Look, why don't you tell me what's up, and then I want